Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I haven't posted videos for a little while, but I thought now the 8 weeks is up, I would give my experience of the ultra white collar boxing a whole journey. And we're 2 days after the fight. As you can see, I'm still got a bit of a sore nose, but we'll get to that later. I just thought I'd let you guys know the process, the achievement, what we set out to do, and what I actually achieved. I firstly set out to do the event for a laugh, really, and I thought, I'm not a gym person, I need to lose a bit of weight, so let's just do a bit of training, lose a bit of weight, have a laugh in the ring. But what it turned out to be was so much more. It is one of the most exhilarating and amazing things I've taken part in and achieved. It's just hard to explain, really. Check out the reason why I wanted to do this. I am starting my ultra white collar boxing training leading to a fight in September for cancer research. My main goal of this is to get fit. As you can tell, I'm a bit on the chubby side, and I'm one that can't be bothered to go to the gym unless I've got a reason or something. So I've decided I'll join up with ultra white collar boxing, raise a bit of money for charity. So went down to the gym on the induction, and there's about 100 people there, and I had a look around and I thought, well, what am I letting myself in for here? But I still weren't too worried. Still thought it was going to be a bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke. It was a week to go before the actual training began, and I still wasn't taking it that seriously.
He's been fouled here.
Get in there, lads! 1-0 half time. Hey! Training's going really well. So we got to the actual physical training sessions at the gym. Oh, and that was hard work. A lot harder than I could ever have expected. And after the first session, I felt exhilarated, but I sort of thought, what have I let myself in for here? Definitely trained hard last night, because I woke up and my legs are feeling a bit heavy. So as you can see, that's how I felt after the first training session. And then proper training began. And week after week, it was a weird experience. You knew Monday and Wednesday was coming, and you dreaded going into the gym. But the feeling you got after, and it was just so nice to go into the gym and meet up with the boys and girls, and you start forming friendships and little bonds. And someone like me who's never gone to the gym before needed extra help and extra pushing. And there was just, everyone was just so supportive, but especially our little group of heavyweights. We really rallied around each other, and there was times I was really struggling to do the exercises, and I just had people just, come on Lee, you can do it, come on Parksy. And just the WhatsApp groups were so supportive as well, just people texting you like, how you feeling? Because it was all good to take to family and friends. Yeah, I'm doing a boxing event. Yeah, I'm training, and everyone's very well done. But no one was actually knowing what was going through your mind, other than that group of people who was at the gym with you. So we did some more training.
Start.
Hey, hello. Can you finish with me? Hello, and I've just finished training at the gym. As you can tell, I'm probably talking a bit all over the place. It was mental. Really, really good, but mental. And then sparring came. And boy, was that first sparring session a wake-up call. No matter what anyone tells you in the world, it is not nice to be hit in the head.
Yeah, good. And then stand a bit further back and then reach for it. Keep your foot on the floor. Yeah, keep your back foot on the floor when you're punching. Right. Now we'll do a double jab. Now a double jab is not like that because you're not going to get no power. A double jab is 1, back, and again.
Right, so sort of.
Yeah, perfect. That's a double jab. That's exactly what double jab is. Keep your feet to the floor all the time.
But as the weeks went on, again, he was getting used to it. People were running around each other. It's really weird. We were friends with each other, and then we'll go and hit each other for 2 minutes, and then we'll have and congratulate each other on how well we was improving and giving each other pointers on how to defend, where it was good to attack, what part of the bodies we should hit. And just the sense of camaraderie, I can't explain to anyone enough the sense of camaraderie as a group of people going through. And as the weeks went on, the numbers were dropping and dropping. And there was these super fit people who signed up originally, and they just weren't coming no more. And it was just like, what the hell? Like, I'm a 22 stone fat bloke, and I'm still turning up to these gym sessions, and these people who are super fit were dropping out like flies. Matchups were very interesting. It was at 9 bar. You could bring your friends and family along, come along, and then they called out the first fight. Everyone cheered and clapped. Then they called out the second fight, and it was me. The person I got, top bloke. He too's just a normal bloke like myself. A night shift worker. I work in a school. He's a nice night shift worker. I give him his due. He used to come to training sessions and go off and do a night shift. I don't know how the hell, after a training session, you could then go and work a shift at work. We done our face-offs and all that, and then we had a nice little chat after. It was a bit apprehensive because we was both worried about throwing punches, hitting each other, hurting each other, because at the end, it's not in our nature. We're both really top blokes. And throughout training, we both sort of agreed, like, the aggression wasn't there. And it's really hard, like, to hit someone when you're not angry. But anyway, the matchups were a week before the event. So we get to the event itself. So it's the 9th of September, and the morning of the fight. I woke up probably about 7ish. I tried to get myself to bed early on the Saturday. Started trying to go to sleep from about 8:30. I think I managed to finally drop off about 11:30. I woke up once at 2 o'clock. So for about 10 minutes. So I woke up and I'd agreed to meet Lee Sims and Bill. And felt okay. Weren't nervous. Weren't excited. I didn't know what to expect, really. Bill was really funny. He was like a kid on Christmas morning. He just wanted to get in that ring. So we drove to the event, and it was really nice. Got into the hotel, looked at the changing rooms, and it was laid out red and blue like a football team. So you walked in and you had your vest with your name on over your chair. Had the red dressing room and the blue dressing room, both next door to each other, and people started arriving, and just the atmosphere was really nice in the changing rooms. Everyone was getting pumped up, getting ready, but also there weren't no, oh, I'm going to look you out, you're going down, and all this stuff. It was still talking each other through, and then it was time for the medical. Now, I suffer from high blood pressure, and I had the doctor, I had to get a doctor's note to be able to fight, but the paramedic took my blood and it still was too high for their liking, so they told me, right, you're not fighting yet. You need to go off and lay down for half an hour, clear your mind, and if it come back and if it's still high, then you wouldn't be allowed to fight. So I thought, well, here we go. I've done all this 8 weeks training, and for what? So I'm laying down, and every time I stood up, I had people lay back down. Like, everyone was so wanting me to fight still that even they were being supportive to try and get my blood pressure back down. So finally it got to like 3:15, and our parade was at 4 o'clock, and I went for my blood pressure, and finally the paramedic said, right, you're okay to fight, gave me the wristband. So 4 o'clock comes, and then we have a speech from the MC and the referee, and the referee was telling us what he expects in the ring, told us that if anyone gets stunned, you go to your neutral corner. He has to know about what, give a minimum of 8. He would then ask you if you're okay. He then would want you to put your hands up and say, I can continue there. He said if there was any other response, he was ending the fight. That was the response he wanted. So we've got our safety talk, and then it was time for the parade. So they marched us through the hotel, because it was really strange. The referee was one side of the hotel, and the hall with the ring and that was on the other side of the hotel. So they marched us through, and it's really funny because I had my friends and my support had just turned up. So as I'm walking through, they're all lining up in the corridor, and it's just so nice just to feel the cheers and it was exciting. You know what I mean? You felt like a star. All these people were there and they're there to see you. So we lined up, went in the ring. It was announced that we, as a group, had raised £7,000 for cancer research, which was absolutely fantastic as a group. Like, couldn't believe it, do you know what I mean? Like, we worked our arse off, but yeah, we had worked our arse off to help cancer research. Like, do you know what I mean? Everyone's got a story about cancer, and it just felt really nice that we'd managed to raise, as a group, come together and achieve our own personal goals, but raise so much money for that cause. It's such a brilliant cause. So anyway, it was in the ring, and the MC's getting everyone going. He was cheering for red, he was cheering for blue, and then it was back to the dressing room. Now, I was the second fight, so the first fight had gone down. As soon as that got gone, they then put the head guard on you and the gloves. And some of the trainers from the gym that are in the dressing room warming you up, just doing some light pad work, getting yourself flexible. And then the head trainer come in and was like, right, fight number 2, call their names, time to go. And then you're standing outside and the other fight's starting to end, and it's just, it's nerve-wracking. It's exhilarating, but it's nerve-wracking. And then all of a sudden, right, Kevin's name got fair play to Kevin. He managed to get sponsored so much that he came walking out in a dress to Susan Boyle, which was really funny. And so and all of a sudden my name was called, and they're like, here we go, it's showtime.
Right on, your next boxer coming into the blue corner, sponsored by Happy Bells Cafe and Grill, also sponsored by Parkview Academy. Make some noise for Lee, the Burnout Bomber.
I was so worried about just tripping on the ring ropes that when I walked in, I dropped my bottle of water, and I asked one of the trainer to pick it up for me.
Once again, boxers, listen to the referee's instructions throughout the bout. He's the man in charge.
Round 1 went.
Seconds out, round 1. It's in for the blue corner and for the red corner. Come on! Keep going! Relax! Ten seconds. Good boy! Good boy!
Now, something interesting about what we get told at the gym is about how not to blow out at first. If you go out all guns blazing, they said there's 500 people there, it's all taking your air, the wind's raised, the lights are on ya. But you know, like when your parent says, oh, do good at school or you might get a good job, and you think, yeah, whatever, and then when you're older you realise, well, actually I should listen to people. Well, that's what it was like, and as you could tell from that first round, I went out all guns blazing. After about 20 seconds I was thinking, oh God, where's my air, where's my air? So it was a real struggle, and to give Kevin his due, Kevin was hitting me with some hard shots, like they were hurting, and I'm thinking, well, I got back to my corner for my talk, and I thought, well, I'm in a fight here. Like that. So we then moved on to round two.
Go on, Kev! Come on, Kev! Great shot, relax, good.
The blue 1950. Yeah, he's done it there. Come on.
Now, two funny stories with round two. But as I said, it's not nice getting hit in the face whatsoever. But them two shots Kevin gave me when we come out of that corner, the second one was to there, one was bang right there. And all of a sudden, I just got like an electric shock right through my face. And just something inside of me just changed. And I didn't even see Kevin's face anymore. I just saw red. Luckily, he was wearing red. But just in my face. And I just threw the hardest hook I could throw. And as you could see, luckily for me, it smacked Kevin straight on the side of the face and gave him a little wobble. But the funny thing was, as I said earlier, when we was in the dressing room, the referee said that he would give a count to 8. He had to, and then asked for the response to carry on. So when I've gone to my neutral corner, I'm thinking he's doing a mandatory count. So I was looking out in the crowd to see if I could see my supporters. Then I heard the bell go, so I assumed that was the end of the round. So as I walked over to my corner, I went to spit out my mouth guard, thinking about going into round 3, thinking, oh God, how am I going to get through this round? And all of a sudden, they started taking my head guard off, and I was like, what are you doing? And they were like, oh, but you won. So what do you mean? They're like, yeah, you won, technical knockout, you won. I was like, oh, okay then. Like that.
Cracking fight from these two. Well done, lads. Give a round of applause. On the official scorecard, your winner by the way of stoppage, blue corner. Well done both of the boxers.
So for that 1 minute, felt really excited. Yeah, I've won. I've gone in, done a fight. I've done them. But like I said, the night weren't about winning or losing. The simple fact that two normal blokes, such as Kevin and myself, a night shift worker for a retailer, and a behaviour specialist for a small education alternative learning provider, spent 8 weeks training as boxers and walked into that boxing ring in front of 500 people and went toe to toe for 2 rounds and raised money for cancer research was the most biggest achievement going for anyone. So I cannot stress enough how grateful I am to Kevin for that fight. Kevin, you come and gave it to me so much. As I said, after round 1 I was hurting. You took it to me and I got lucky with that shot. And like I said, it's not about winning or losing. We're both winners. We both did our bit for cancer research. We both trained hard. We both walked into that ring. And anyone watching, I used to think boxing, I look at them, they just punch each other with padded gloves. No, the mindset behind boxing, the fight you have with yourself outside of the ring. The ring bit, funny enough, is quite easy, but what you go through on the outside of the ring, the mental pressure as well as the psychological pressure on your body is so exhausting that it's just, it's really hard to explain, really. So anyway, so that happened, and then I went out, and the pride I felt, I had I had a friend of mine that I've known for 20 years came. I had some people from work, and the pride I felt to be able to walk into that crowd and go to them people, not, this is what I've achieved, my weight loss, I've got into a boxing ring and I've won. I just felt so proud of that, and everyone just was buzzing for me. They were really excited for me. I met with my supporters. I then went off, got changed, come back to watch the other fights, and oh, what a night. Every person put their heart and soul in that ring that night. It was just amazing, fight after fight, and yeah, it was a bit brutal during the fights, but as soon as the fight was over, there was hugs, there was celebrations, everyone was just so elated. As I said, winning and losing didn't matter. Everyone was just so happy with each other. We as a group had come through this together. So, there we go. That was my ultra white collar boxing experience. What an amazing experience it was. 8 weeks ago, I set out with the goal to lose a bit of weight and take part in an event. And I achieved that. I've lost 7 inches around my waist. I'm eating healthier. I'm breathing better. I've got more energy. And I could not have done that without the people I met along my journey. All 36 competitors, you are now like my family. We went through an adventure and a journey together that no one else will understand unless they took part themselves. And we all did ourselves so proud that night, each and every one of us. Like I said, win or lose did not matter. Each and every one of us had the balls to step into that ring and put on a show and raise money for cancer research. So well done to everyone. Also, I'd like to say thank you to everyone at Nemesis Gym in Erith. That's the trainers, James, Kieran and Techie, for you put us through hell and back, but you got us where we needed to be for show night. And without you guys as well, this wouldn't have happened. I'd like to say a special mention to my family, Claire. You've been my glue at home. The funny thing is, why I had this training going on, we were moving house. So Claire's had to keep all that rolling and going together. She's had to put up with me coming home and saying I can't do this or I'm hurting. Some sleepless nights where I've pulled a muscle and I ain't been able to sleep properly. And she's picked me up as well when I've been down and gave me all the courage and the support I needed. My 2 children, again, Daddy was tired, so Daddy didn't want to do nothing, or you'd come out training with me, telling me I could do it, telling me to go, champ. So you gave me the pick me up I needed as well. And also, I'd like to say a special mention to our little group of heavyweights. Joe Newman, who unfortunately couldn't finish the journey with us, but was a big part of the beginning of the journey. I'm so proud of you for battling the battle you're doing at the moment. And I know you'll smash it in December when you have your fight. Lee Hassan, Lee Sims, Bill Kavanagh and Jordan May, you guys got me through the last 8 weeks, and you guys got me into that ring. If it wasn't for you guys with your texts and your encouragement every week when we went to the gym, your banter, your support, your listening, there would be no way on earth I would have got to fight night. So to you guys, I will thank. I cannot thank you enough, and you guys will have a special place in my heart. Well, thanks for watching, and like I said before, I would definitely recommend an ultra white collar boxing event for anyone. It is an experience you would never forget. It's a roller coaster of emotions. It is very fulfilling and worthwhile. And best of all, you're raising money for cancer research, one of the best causes in the world to raise money for. Peace out.